So after watching it again, I have a different perspective on, or just a deeper perspective on the issues concerning Dorinda and Sonja in this argument. I felt bad for Sonja because Dorinda went from 0 to 100 real quick, right? Watching it again, I realized that Dorinda interjected into the conversation that Sonja was having with Luann. And in her defense, she was saying, come on, let's just move on from this. Like, you know, you keep on saying the same things over and over. She wanted to move forward. She wanted to be over it, right? Then Sonja says, your husband died and we're still talking about it. That was a trigger for Dorinda. That's what it was. I think if Sonja would have said anything else, it would have been fine. But she made that comment and then she said, we're still talking about Richard. And that like cut Dorinda deep. So she couldn't hear anything after that because she was cut so deep. Now, mind you, Dorinda shouldn't have got involved. You know what I mean? Like, this was not her place to tell Sonja to move on and all the, like, to get into this conversation that she was having. However, Sonja went deep and low, and that is the problem that she has. She goes very low with the ladies, and a lot of times they don't know how to come back from that with her because Sonja wants to be, oh, it just happened, let's get over it. You know what I mean? Like, it was something that we did. You know, we're girlfriends. Move on. But when you cut someone so deeply, you have to allow them to be able to heal and come back from that and decide that they want to be in a relationship with you. Now, the fact that these women are filming, yes, they signed on as co-workers, but they did not sign on as friends. And it seems like Dorinda and Sonja have never been able to be in that space where they have been cool for a long period of time. They just always clash. It just never works. Sonja says something and Dorinda is, I don't think she's hypersensitive, but I don't think that she brushes things off like all the other ladies. Like, Bethenny will brush it off, but she will never forget. And it'll come back up and like 3 seasons later that you said this about Bethenny and you don't even remember what you said. Dorinda will address it right there and she will go for the jugular, especially if she's hurt. So looking back at this again, I do believe that Dorinda was wrong for interjecting and trying to shut down Sonja. But I gotta side with Dorinda on this one because I feel like Sonja just went a little too deep. That Richard is something that's really precious and dear to her, and it cuts her really, really deep. Now, divorce and death, 2 totally separate things. They do, however, pull at people's heartstrings, you know what I mean? So there's no telling that what Dorinda said to Sonja didn't hurt her as well. But I just feel like when she went with that and she just talked about it so lackluster, it was, you know, so carelessly, not lackluster, so carelessly, it just really, really hurt Dorinda. I do believe they were both wrong in this situation. I just think that Sonja went a little too deep, but she was defending herself. So I understand that, but watching it again, man, when she made that comment about Richard, that woman saw blood. Like, she went in a rage, and I knew immediately that that was a trigger. And that's just from watching this show. Sonja has been around her multiple times for years. So she knew that was a trigger, and she knew what to call out. That's why I believe she's wrong in this situation, because she knew where to go. She knew what buttons to push. And I don't think they were there where it was like this knockdown, drag out argument for her to get so low and grimy with Dorinda. It just, they weren't in that space, and she took it there. And now, like, Dorinda is in a total rage and Luann is trying to calm her down. It's just like, you know, she's gained a bit of weight, so that might be an issue too. What? Let me tell you something. Sonja came back from that desert juice festival or retreat that she was at. She came back like a phoenix. She was ready. She is lining these girls up and she is going forth and she is not holding back and she is not apologizing for any of it. I'm here for Sonja holding her ground, standing her ground, and not letting these women bulldoze her because I hated the way she has been treated on this show for seasons. I just feel like she going after the wrong broads, but I feel like whatever she went through at that juicing retreat, whatever was going on with her in that yurt in that desert, something happened and she came back. She thought about everything and she came back and she is on the 10. Mother is sitting and she is ready. Line them up, let's go. And these women are not ready. I just feel like she is on the defense so much that she cannot see what is worth it and what she needs to put her attention on. You know what I mean? Like, she's fighting so many battles. Like, somebody says something to her, Sonja's like, what's up? Let's go. And she just cuts him. And it's like, wait a minute, what happened? But I think she just had this reflection, and she didn't like the way she was treated. She didn't like the way that she was talked to. Maybe she watched from season 1 to up to season 9 and was just like, oh, hell to the no. They're not doing this to me on season 10. Sober Sonja, whoo, is deadly. I'm kind of here for it. Good TV. Bethenny is a genius. Her attitude aside, the girl is smart. She is a very smart businesswoman, because if you don't know, she has a side show with Frederick from Real Estate NYC something. She has a show with the guy from that show, Real Listings. Oh, I'm so mad that I can't get the name, because I love that show. I love Frederick. Well, anyway, they have a show where they're like buying and selling, and they like get properties. She decorates them and they sell them, and they split the profits, right? So she's taking that storyline and putting her business on this show. Now, she has a show about it. She's going to take it and put it on this show. So for those of us who haven't watched that show, we're going to get it anyway. And this is going to intrigue us to watch that show, Smart Businesswoman. And this is also going to get her house sold. Smart. This is what I say all the time. If you're going to come on these shows, if you're going to bare your soul, if you're going to be a puppet for a network, get a nice coin out of it. Get something out of it. This is why Bethenny will never leave. I don't know who mentioned it in my comment section, but somebody was just like, well, you talked about like Kim having, you know, not really being a millionaire and being on the show. And, you know, if she was a millionaire, if it made $15 million, she wouldn't still be on Real Housewives of Atlanta. But Bethenny is worth more than Kim, and she's still on the Real Housewives of New York. This is why. This is why. Because it's just a huge commercial for her brand that she doesn't have to pay for. And they're paying her to promote her products. Smart businesswoman. Nasty person. But she's a smart businesswoman, and you gotta give that chick props. She even got her co-stars on TV co-signing how amazing she is with real estate and how beautiful this property is. Sis, you better work. What's Ramona about to drag Dorinda? Then Dorinda walked up on her. It was so awkward because Ramona was like, oh my God. Like, what were you about to say about Dorinda? Ramona. She was probably about to tell all her business and tell them about that argument that her and Sonja had this morning. They are so messy. They can't hold water on this show. Dorinda and John, I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it go. She loves that man for whatever reason. I'm going to let it go. I've always thought from the moment he came on the scene that she was too good for him. But she loves this man. And he fills whatever kind of void. I just feel like he just gives me very greasy, very slime. It's something about him. Not just his appearance that's greasy. But it's something about him that I'm just like, girl, please don't get a joint account. Watch your books. You know what I mean? Make sure you got somebody watching your money. Like, be wise about this, because he gives me scammer. I'm just saying, he gives me scammer. Seems like the kind of person that, you know, scams and gets into these rich communities, and they look very wealthy. Business always looks like it's really good, but something is going on beneath the surface. He just gives me scammers. Stay woke, Dorinda. Stay woke. I feel like her daughter is on it. You know what I mean? I feel like she's watching out for her mother, but if the daughter's watching, sis, check your mother's accounts and make sure everything is okay and make sure she ain't signed nothing with him. That's how the male scammers do. They always come in and they get a woman who was widowed, or right after she's experiencing some kind of like pain, they jump right in and come in and they're like this savior, and the woman can't really see that this guy is scamming them because they're dealing with something, and this dude has filled a void that was once occupied by a love interest or you know, something that they had just recently lost. So I don't know. Let me know, guys. Do you feel like he's a good fit for her? Let me know in the comment section below. And is he giving you greasy? Let me know, guys. Let me know. Am I assuming too much? I don't think I am, but we can talk about it. Only Ramona would throw a party for Carole and invite all of her friends. Ramona never planned no party for Carole. This party was something that she already planned. Carole just was talking about how, you know, she did this race and Ramona felt bad, so she just, because she didn't show up, so she wanted to throw in this thing, oh, I'm planning you a party. Yeah, right. You already had a party planned and you just threw Carole being honored on top of like the invitation. Get out of here, sis. This was like Ramona trying to cover up for being a bad friend for not showing up and supporting that girl at that race. I'm not a fan of the tattoo bodysuit, but I love the fact that she wore something that is not typically Hamptons, because especially when Bethenny was just like, you're in the Hamptons. I love the fact that Carole wore something that would get that kind of reaction. That's what I like about her. I feel like she is the type of person who was just, she was pulled into high society, right? I don't think it's something she ever really that she strived to attain. Like the rest of her castmate, they strive to attain the titles, the lifestyle, the money. Carole just married well. She fell in love with someone at her job and she married well. That's just what it is. I don't think that it was ever something that she was chasing or really wanted. And I love the fact that Carole is Carole no matter what, in any situation. She wore this tattoo bodysuit in the Hamptons and she owned it. Not for me, but I love the fact that she did it in the face of these little uppity, bratty, like broke women who just was able to gain some money, who now acting like they're the bee's knees and they don't know what it's like to be without. Sit down. Let's talk about Dennis. I like him. I don't think they're together anymore though. Bethenny, what child? I think that if you're a fan of Bethenny, you would, not even a fan. I felt like, you know, initially I would want her to be with somebody cooler, but she needs somebody like Dennis. She needs a man, not saying a man that will follow, but she needs a man that does not have such strong ambitions. You know what I mean? Like Dennis in his own right, I was, you know, told by People magazine that, you know, he's wealthy or whatever, he works, he does his thing, but I just feel like he is very, I don't want to say mute. What is it? He's very, not docile. What? I can't think of the word. It's right here. He's very, we're just gonna go with mute and docile right now. And I think that that's the kind of guy she needs. She needs a guy that won't really buck her leadership. We'll let her lead, and it's fine in her leading and, you know, not really needing attention or the spotlight. That's the kind of man that she needs, because she's somebody who desires the spotlight and desires the attention. She needs somebody who is just there for her, that just desires her spotlight and her attention. And I think that that's a perfect combination with Bethenny. Sad that it didn't work out. I don't think they're together anymore. I saw that she was with some other guy. Ooh, well, listen, you know what, girl? Date around. Live your life, you know? Bang some dudes in the Maldives and come back to New York and go out to brunch with Dennis. Live your life, sis. Let's talk. Who is the sister or brother braiding the Countess's hair? She done found somebody on Instagram doing braids and she ships them back. I don't want to say ship, I'm talking about a Lord. She, you know, gets them to come. Oh, that took me for a loop. Whew, I'm sorry, I turned into Kanye West for a second. But she, you know, gets them to come up and down to the Hamptons to braid their hair. Somebody is doing that, because that's not a braid look that you would see on like a middle-aged white woman. You know what I mean? Like that's hood hair. You know what I mean? That's something that we do. I'm looking at that, I'm just like, I know that braid, sis. What sister is doing her? Luann is transitioning into a black woman. You know, a lot is going on. Sonja is transitioning into a phoenix. Luann is transitioning into a black woman. Ramona is banging to help. Bethany's still angry. Carole, you know, her and Adam ain't doing well. Who else is it? Tinsley is the only one that seems to be like on the up and up on this show right now. Who would have thought? Tinsley Mortimer, of all people, the train wreck she was last season, and she is the only one who has like an even kill storyline. Ciao. See, Beverly Hills, this is how you give us a good season. Stir the damn pot. You need to move on from that dress, that's for sure. Sober Sonja is here to stay. Ciao. Listen, the viewers and the cast were not ready for Sober Sonja. Like, she is snatching wigs, reading people. Ciao. Woo! What episode is this? Is this like episode 4 or 5? Yeah. This reunion gonna be fire. The reunion is gonna be good just for this one specific reason. Many more probably as the season goes on. This one very specific reason. The Dragation of Bethenny Frankel by Dorinda Medley. Because, honey, you should not have put your lips on Richard. And you're over here talking about how Dorinda needs to get over it. I am just imagining her standing up and pointing and getting, when Dorinda points, I love when hood Dorinda comes out. Not when she got a drink, but when it's just regular rage hood Dorinda. Where did she grow up? Because she keeps on, the Berkshires. Really? Is the Berkshires hood? Because Dorinda Medley, I'm telling you, you can only learn this in the hood. So her saying that she grew up in the I don't believe it. Or maybe was she a gangster wife? Maybe that's it. Was she dating gangsters before Richard? Did Richard take her out the hood and, you know, put her up in a nice mansion and give her a lifestyle outside of that hood life? Dorinda Medley is a good fellow wife. That's what it is. It's because it's something. Maybe the Berkshires or whatever, maybe they are like that. But I'm telling you, her mannerisms, guys, I recognize her mannerisms. And when she gets upset, she does all of this. And I'm like, honey. You can't learn that in the Berkshires. You can learn that with that gangster you was laying up with. Okay. That's why we like her. You know Dorinda petty. So she gonna bring up Jason. Child. Is his name Jason? Jason. Yep, she gonna bring up Mr. Poppy. Thank you, Andy. Oh, Countess. I said that? I don't remember. No, remember the guy that you said that the married man that you said I was cheating with? You're sitting across from him. Oh. Let me tell y'all, she could not have ripped, like, if she could have ripped that, whatever, that raccoon, that fuchsia raccoon off her neck, I mean, Luann turned bright red. She was so embarrassed. Heifer, how did you not know that was the guy? I knew. How did you not know? Oh my gosh, she was so embarrassed. Sonja just wants a reason to fight. I'm telling y'all, we don't know what happened in that desert, but whatever it was, it got her together for this season. Maybe she took boxing classes. I don't know. I feel like she had a spiritual coach, a physical coach. Like, there was a lot going on, and she just came back guns cocked and loaded, because she's sitting over here making an issue of her sitting in the corner, and like, I don't know if she was looking at a different table, but Dorinda was on the corner as well. She was just on the opposite side of the table. She was not in the middle of the table. She was not the center of attention. Sonja just wanted to fight. That's what it is. She wants to fight, and she don't care who it is. Line these heifers up, because Sonja is going to take them all down. She ready to box. I'm telling you, she like that girl in, what is that gift that everybody shares when it's time to get bucked? What is it from? It's a girl. She was on the Basketball Wives, and then she was first on the Bad Girls Club. And like right before she was about to leave, like the last day, she walks into the living room. She's just like, anybody want to fight? That's Sonja this season. She is ready to fight. This reunion, y'all not ready. Y'all thought Atlanta, that last episode, was something. This reunion is going to be so good. I'm gonna try to get my black behind down to New York. I gotta be there. Can anybody be in the audience? Something has to. Is there an audience? I have to do something special, because this is going to be spectacular. Let me know in the comment section below what you think I should do for the reunion of this season, because I feel like it's going to be so good. Maybe I should do. Ooh. Maybe if enough of you guys who follow me are in LA, maybe I can do like a live reaction with like in a not with the crowd, but you know, whoever shows up, like, oh, I may do that. I'll think about that. I'll think about maybe hosting a live reaction review or whatever of the Real Housewives of New York reunion. Let me know if you guys would come to something like that, if you think that's interesting. And also let me know any other suggestions that you have. I feel like something special has to happen for this reunion, and I feel like they deserve it, because these women are already giving us a great season, and we've been deprived, okay? Those who are fans of the Housewife franchise have been deprived. New Jersey didn't bring it. Siggy just took it to a whole nother level with that anti-Semitic stuff. Like, I got out, because I was like, Siggy, you dead wrong. And then, you know, Atlanta didn't really give us nothing till like the last reunion. episode, and what's the other one? I forgot the other one. Beverly Hills, which I'm still reviewing. Nothing. It's up to New York and OC to really do it. Potomac is doing a little bit of something, but I just feel like New York is just really bringing it. I'm obsessed. Yes. Liar, liar, hoe on fire. Dorinda, you didn't grow up in the Berkshires. Poor Sonja. This is the thing. Now I gotta side with Sonja, Dorinda, because you were wrong. Dorinda is hopped up on some juice whenever she gets with that John, child. Or, just around a liquor bottle. Anyway, she's, when she's on that liquor, she's a totally different person. And she's not the hood Dorinda that I love. She's a sloppy hood Dorinda. I don't like sloppy hood Dorinda. I like sober hood Dorinda, right? So anyway, Sonja is talking about Rocco, who I love for her, and I hope it's the real deal. Dorinda, calm down, Dorinda is, out of her mind. She getting sloppy. She yells over the table, "You're not dating Rocco. You're not dating Rocco. Liar, liar, hoe on fire." Lord, to be invited to one of Sonja's dinner parties. I won't eat a thing. I'll just sit there and cry laughing from the mess that goes on at her dinner parties. They are the messiest things that have ever happened to Bravo TV, and she has to do them every season. It's like a signature at this point. She has to have a messy dinner party because it's one of the best scenes from the show. Like, she just has to keep it up. But I digress. I have to ride with Sonja on this one. Dorinda was wrong. Sonja did not provoke her. She did not say anything. Yes, y'all did not settle y'all beef, but this was not the time and this was not the place, and she was not provoking you. Dorinda, you're wrong, Dorinda, you're wrong. Now it's a pile-on. And Tinsley, I love that you found your voice, but you can't find your voice hopping into somebody else's beef. Now, I know that Dorinda winded her up, but you are in your 40s. You should know better at this point. Now the people who are defending them are just like, you gotta stop, because you're going about it the wrong way. Because now Dorinda done opened the door and she's coming for Sonja, guns blazing. Now you want to jump in and pile on her, and now she's going to look like the victim, even though she says some things that hurt to both of you. You gotta be wise with your clapbacks. You gotta be wise. This is terrible. I want to be invited to this dinner party. Ramona Singer, please invite me to one of your dinner parties, please, sis. I'll just observe. I won't push up, kick up daisies. What the hell is going on? I'm telling y'all, the sinus medication is messing with my wit. I'm normally quicker with it, but I have to go. So anyway, Tinsley has found her voice, and wow, she took it and ran. Like, she got up. She told Sonja to close her mouth and close her legs. I'm only laughing because the chef. And Tinsley said that, he was like, oh. So, when you can shock a grown white man, he was like, for shame. He was so shocked. I felt so bad for people at that dinner party, but I want to come. So, Ramona, come on. Somebody make it happen. Come on, Bravo. Make it happen. I just want to be there. You don't even got to film me. Just let me be there so I can pass out laughing. Oh, I love a messy dinner party. Ramona and this antique furniture. Listen, sis, I knew something was up because she got like an old antique spirit. Even when she was younger on this show, all her stuff just read dated to me. Her home read dated. I'm so glad that she got like that upgrade or whatever, because it was needed. And this Hampton's home, if you're going to purchase, I don't know if she purchased it. I think she's just like renting it out, but she just has an old eye, and not like old grand dame antique eye. It's very old and dated and dusty kind of eye. Hire Bethenny to help you out, sis. She got a good eye. She can really bring things up, because them 70s flute glasses and them chairs, them old like Black Panther Raleigh chairs, I was like, what is this? I feel like I've seen this before. Yes, Tinsley, always stay gracious. Best revenge is your paper. Homegirl wrote her a check. She was just like, oh, you got a problem with me? You talking about how I ain't paid for this, I ain't paid for that? Let me give you some of my own coins, and I'm going to triple it. Yes, sis. Yes, that's how you do it. Shut that miserable heifer up. Sonja, what is going on? I need to go to this retreat. come back powerful, snatching wigs, breaking necks, not having it. Let me tell you something. The look in Sonja's eyes when Bethenny set fire to that check. She was going to take it at some point. Maybe when Tinsley wasn't watching, but she was going to take that check. And when Bethenny took it upon herself to burn it, oh, the color drained from Sonja's face. She needed for that townhouse because ain't nobody renting it. Not for $30,000 a month. Not with all the repairs it needs. It just had cardboards on the doors not too long ago. And the windows. It was giving me projects. Real talk. A Manhattan project, of course. You know what it is? The ladies don't know how to deal with a detox Sonja. That's what it is, because she tried to apologize to Dorinda, but it just went way left. She started, I'm not taking hormones, and like trying to explain why she's like this. And in a sense, it does make sense, because she seems very unhinged, and it could be because she's detoxifying from all the stuff that she will put in her body to keep herself juicy goosey and all of that. And she's not doing that stuff anymore. She's not doing the alcohol, so she's dealing with life sober, and she probably hasn't dealt with life sober since her divorce. Can we be real here? So she's just in a way letting the ladies know, I'm having a mini breakdown. You know what I mean? I'm realizing that my life is in shambles, and I'm trying to get it back together, and I'm not self-medicating. If she would just say that, I think the ladies would get on board, but she's not, and they're not watching it to try to figure out what's going on with her. So it's unfortunate, but I think that's what's going on with Sonja, and it's more or less a cry for help than anything else. Well, Ramona Singer is next on the list, okay? Because she done with Dorinda. Now she's walking down Ramona Singer Street, and she is reading her for Phil. But I feel like that text, she used that issue of her not defending her over Dorinda at that brunch. She used that to deal with everything else, because that's an issue that Sonja's always dealt with or had with Ramona, but she always brushed it off and probably self-medicated. And now this is her sober, and she's just like, I'm not taking it anymore. I'm not going to take a pill. I'm not going to take a drink. I'm going to tell you right now that was not okay. And it's just coming off really like, ooh. It's a lot. It's a lot to take in just watching. I can only imagine what it's like filming with her. Can I also say, I am really loving how Ramona Singer is embracing her baby hairs. Every shot, and even her confessional, she got her little baby hairs laid. Okay, you better lay your edges in a non-cultural appropriating way. I see you, sis. I see. So the episode ends with the ladies at another brunch. They love to eat on this show. I love that they eat on this show. No other shows do they eat. And I think on Atlanta, Candy is the only one who eats. But anyway, it ends with them at a brunch, and nothing has been resolved. Carole set up this brunch, and she set up the seating arrangements, but she did not know that Sonja and Ramona had beef. So it was just very awkward. And then Ramona did something that I thought was very petty and childish. Like, because she was sitting across from Sonja, and it was just, I guess it was awkward for her, she gets up, she makes like a big deal of it, and then she like scoots in between, I think, Tinsley and, is it Tinsley and Carole? Or Tinsley and Dorinda, and just makes it very obvious. Sonja is left at the end of the table, and this is one of her issues, right? So it's not really helping the situation. And I liked how Luann was like, come on, you're being very rude. Like, be an adult about it. Talk about the situation instead of sitting over there making a scene about it and then yelling at her across the table. The problem that Sonja is dealing with is that she has a lot of issues with the ladies that she has not dealt with for years. So she's bringing all this stuff up. I'm telling you, that desert brought some stuff up, and she's lashing out and trying to deal with it. But because she's lashing out, and because it happened so long ago, they're thinking that she's like off her rocker. But if she just explains her issues, like, I think that's another problem. Sonja has so many things going on in her head. Like, when she says one thing, she also says like 3 or 4 things to like encase that. So you want them to listen to one thing, but you said 4 other things after that, and it just becomes so confusing. And even people like Bethenny who are supporting her are just like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm trying to help my friend out, but she's just, she's batty. And I feel bad for her, because I can see, being the fourth wall here, I can see what's going on with her. But I can only imagine when it's like filming with somebody and you don't really know where they're at, because you haven't really talked since the reunion. So next week is going to be just as messy, if not messier, because Missy is showing up and Sonja is embracing her after Luann has been like writing for you this whole episode. Sonja, sis, you got to think about your alliances here. You're going to get dragged at the reunion as well. Now, if you keep on messing up with everybody, you're not going to have nobody loyal to you at the reunion, and you always need somebody backing you up, or it's going to be a Kim Zolciak situation because wasn't nobody listening to Sweetie / Sheree. Anyway, that's where it ends. The season, like I say at every review, it's a really good season. I think it's something that we, the viewers, deserve from putting in our time into this show, and I am very well pleased. And I will be here to review the show next week. So if you like what you see here, please like, comment, subscribe, and share, and come back and join me next week for the following episode of The Real Housewives of New York. Love you guys. Bye.